Welcome back, students. Today we are going to learn about a new chapter, changes in our environment. Okay, so open your textbook at page number 115. You can see the chapter changes in our environment. Clear? Yes. Now, what is environment? What is environment? Yes, environment includes all living and non-living things. Environment includes all living and non-living things. Okay, and then what are they? Rocks, soil, atmosphere, air, water, plants, animals and microorganisms all together make our environment. Clear, children? Yes. Children, open your textbook at page number 115, chapter number 10, changes in our environment. Okay, shall we start the topic? Yes. Yes, children. Now, first about environment. What is environment? Earth's environment includes all living and non-living things. So, all living and non-living things is said to be as Earth's environment. Okay, rocks, soil, atmosphere, air, water, plants, animals and microorganisms all together make our environment. Clear, children? So let us learn about some important factors. Yes, children. Now let us learn about the mind map for the chapter. Okay, so about pollution. So here, addition of harmful contaminants into the environment is said to be as pollution. Okay, so this pollution is divided into, further classified into 4 types, that is air pollution, water pollution, land pollution and noise pollution. So about air pollution, it occurs due to release of pollutants such as dust, smoke and harmful gases. Dust, smoke and harmful gases. Clear? Then the next type of the pollution, that is water pollution, that is household and industrial waste are released into water bodies. They are released into water bodies and that's what said to be as water pollution. Okay, now the next type, that is land pollution. Land pollution. So here the addition of waste because of human activities that degrade soil and groundwater results in land pollution. Will result in land pollution. The next type, noise pollution, that is excessive noise results in noise pollutions. Okay, so here 4 different types of pollution. Then apart from this, we are also learning about greenhouse effect, global warming, biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. Clear, children? So let us learn one by one in detail. Yes, children. Now let us learn about factors influence environment. So here the first factor is about plants. Plants release oxygen into the atmosphere which helps us to breathe. They also provide food and habitat. For animals and humans. Clear, children? Yes. Now about the second factor, that is insects. Okay, so insects helps in pollination of many flowering plants. Okay, then it is also a part of food chain and food source. for many animals. Clear, children? Yes. Now about the third factor, that is microbes. Microbes like bacteria, fungi, virus, protozoa. Okay, these microbes are harmful to us and cause diseases. They cause diseases. There are some microbes which are useful as well. It converts atmospheric nitrogen into a form that can be used by plants. Clear? Yes. Now about the fourth factor, that is built environment. Okay. So here different places like deserts, ocean, polar ice caps and mountains, here they form different environment spaces on earth. So the human interventions have made many changes to the environment. So these are the important factors. Clear, children? Yes, children. Now, do we care for our environment? We human beings have altered so many things in the environment, isn't it? Yes. Now, due to increase in human population, more land is used to provide shelter. Then, forests are being cut. Clear? Then, large amount of fertilizers are used in agricultural fields to increase the food production. We are using large amount of fertilizers to increase the food production. Okay, that is also one important change. Yes, children. Now, the construction of dams, power plants and other industries have changed the environment adversely. Okay, so thus many human activities are not only polluting but also harming other living organisms. Polluting the environment but also harming other living organisms. Yes, children. Now let us learn about pollution and its effects. Okay, so pollution is the addition of harmful contaminants, which are pollutants, and they are released into the environment. That's what pollution. Clear? So pollution is of different types, that is air, water, land and noise. So let us learn one by one. That is air pollution. First is about air pollution. So what is this air pollution? It is due to release of pollutants like dust, smoke and harmful gases. So they are released from factories, vehicles and from burning fossil fuels into air. They lower the quality of air. These pollutants will lower the quality of air and make it harmful to human beings. Okay. Then breathing polluted or dirty air leads to asthma and lung cancer. Okay. Then gases like carbon dioxide and methane are added to air which increase temperature of the earth. Clear? This results in global warming. I repeat children, gases like carbon dioxide and methane are added to air which increase the temperature of the earth. Okay, so that will ultimately result in global warming. Clear children? Yes. Yes children. Now about the second classification, that is water pollution. Okay, so what is water pollution? Water pollution is caused when household and industrial waste are released into water bodies. Okay, so when household and industrial waste are released into water bodies, water pollution is caused. Okay, excessive use of insecticide or pesticides will lead to water pollution. Okay, it pollutes groundwater and other water bodies. So, excessive use of insecticide and pesticide will pollute groundwater and other water bodies. Okay, then activities like bathing, washing clothes near ponds or rivers will add nitrogen and phosphorus near the ponds and rivers. If we are doing these activities like bathing and washing clothes, it adds nitrogen and phosphorus like chemicals into the water bodies. It leads to the excessive growth of algae on the surface of water. Clear? Yes. Then, because of this excessive growth of algae, what will happen? Blocks, the penetration of sunlight and air, thus reducing the oxygen. Okay, it blocks the penetration of sunlight. The algae growth will block the penetration of sunlight, thus reducing the oxygen, adversely affecting the aquatic life. Clear? The oil spills from ship is the major cause of pollution of sea and ocean water. Clear? Drinking water. Drinking polluted water causes waterborne diseases such as cholera and diarrhea. Clear children? Yes children. Now let us learn about the second type of the pollution, that is land pollution. Okay. So what do you mean by land pollution? Addition of waste to land is said to be as land pollution. Okay. Land pollution is the addition of waste to the land as a result of human activity that degrade soil and groundwater. Okay, so what are the activities like pesticides, fertilizers, acid rain and solid waste? If they are added to land, like some more like polythene bags, bottles, plastic bottles and cans cause land pollution. It causes land pollution, so that it makes the land infertile. Clear? Yes children. Now, as of now, we have learned about air pollution, water pollution and then land pollution. Is it not? Now, the last one, that is noise pollution. Okay. So, what do you mean by noise pollution? Excessive noise results in noise pollution. What is that? Excessive noise results in noise pollution. Clear? Then their main sources are emissions in factories, vehicles, loudspeakers and entertainment gadgets such as TV and radio. Clear? So now children, let us learn about greenhouse effect in detail. Okay, so you can see the picture, that is sun is there and this is earth. Okay, so sunlight is falling over the earth. So here most radiations are absorbed by the earth's surface and warms it. So the earth is receiving the sunlight from the sun and it makes the earth's surface warm. It makes the earth's surface warm. Clear, children? Yes. Then solar radiation is reflected by the earth's atmosphere. So some of the sunlight or the solar radiations are reflected by the earth's atmosphere, and then some of the infrared radiation passes through the atmosphere. These gases help keep the earth warm. Mean to say, some of the infrared radiation passes through the atmosphere, that is, it passes through the atmosphere on earth, okay, so that it keeps the earth warm. Clear, children? Yes. Then the infrared radiation is emitted by the earth's surface. What do you mean by the word emit? Sends out. Okay, so infrared radiation is emitted by the earth's surface. Okay, so let us learn about this greenhouse effect in detail. Yes, children, now let us learn about greenhouse effect in detail. Okay, so greenhouse effect, it was identified by Joseph Fourier in 1827. Okay, so here sun is a starting point. So from the sun, the atmosphere blocks heat waves from sun and allows sunlight to enter. So what happens? The atmosphere blocks the heat waves from the sun and it allows sunlight to enter. Okay, so then the sunlight heats the surface of earth. Since it receives the sunlight, it heats the surface of earth. Then at night this heat is emitted back into space. This heat is emitted, means sent out, okay, is emitted back into space. A part of this heat is trapped by atmosphere. It is sending out or emitting the heat. Then out of that emitted heat, a part of this heat is trapped by the atmosphere, which keeps the earth warm. So earth will be warm because of the heat it received. Okay, then this phenomenon is called greenhouse effect. So since it receives the heat, earth is warm, and that is said to be, that phenomenon is said to be as greenhouse effect. And the gases which are there in the greenhouse is that it's said to be as greenhouse gases, and the gases are said to be as greenhouse gases. Clear? In cold climates, plants are grown in glass building. Glass will allow the light to enter the building, so that the light energy increases inside temperature. What it will do? The light energy, whatever it receives, that will increase the inside temperature. Then the glass building traps this heat. It will trap away the heat and prevents it from escaping outside, so that it will prevent the heat from escaping outside. Okay, so that the inner glass building will be warm than the outside space. Clear, children? Yes, children. Now as we learn, in the glass building, the inside temperature will be warm than outside, isn't it? So like that, here, like a car which is parked in sun for long, the temperature inside the car is high. The temperature inside the car is high than outside. So this is similar to the greenhouse effect. Okay, so here an increase in greenhouse gases in air results in more heating. So automatically, in case if the greenhouse gases is increased, so the heat will be more there. Heat will be more. It leads to overall rise in surface temperature. It leads to overall rise in surface temperature. So this is known as, when the rise in surface temperature is more because of greenhouse gases is increased, then that is said to be as global warming. This is known as global warming. Clear, children? Yes. Now, if the temperature keeps increasing, that is, it has been increased about 1 to 2 degree Fahrenheit in the last 100 years. So it is increasing. So when it increases, when the temperature keeps increasing, ice at poles melt water level in ocean rise and the large areas of land will get flooded. So automatically, when the temperature is increased, the ice at poles or the water will the ice at poles will melt, so that the water level will increase. It will start to get the flood. Okay, large areas of land will get flooded, and there would be a destruction of all around. Clear, children? So there are many greenhouse gases. So the major greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, methane, water vapor and ozone. Let us learn one by one. Yes, children, now let us learn about first carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is one of the major greenhouse gases. So because of deforestation, burning of wood and excessive use of fossil fuels, the amount of carbon dioxide is increasing. Because of all these reasons, deforestation, burning of wood and excessive use of fossil fuels, here the amount of carbon dioxide is increasing. Clear? So if the amount of carbon dioxide is increasing, then there is an increased rate of global warming. There is an increased rate of global warming. Clear, children? Yes. Yes, children. Now about the second major greenhouse gas, that is methane. Okay. So methane is released from landfills, wetlands and rice paddies. Landfills, wetlands and rice paddies. Okay. So here the grazing animals like cow, buffalo, sheep and goat, all these grazing animals will release methane into the air while digesting food. So when digestion takes place in these animals, automatically it will release methane. Okay. So then combustion of fossil fuels also results in the emission of methane. Apart from this, combustion of fossil fuels will also result in the emission of methane. Clear? So this is about the second major greenhouse gas. Yes, children. Now let us learn about the third greenhouse gas, that is water vapor. Okay. So water vapor is Earth's most abundant greenhouse gas. It's the most abundant greenhouse gas. It's responsible for 66 to 85% of greenhouse effect. It is responsible for 66 to 85% of greenhouse effect. Next thing is about ozone. So what is this ozone? The urbanization and industrialization are the major causes of increase in the amount of ozone in air. Clear? So this is what about different greenhouse gases. So children, as of now we have learned carbon dioxide, methane and then water vapor and ozone. Clear? Yes children, now about saving the environment. Okay, so now our government has taken some steps or initiatives to reduce the pollution. So we are going to learn about that. Here the alternative source of energy such as solar and wind power are being explored. Okay, why? Because solar energy does not cause pollution. Then factories are shifted to the main city They are being asked to convert harmful substances into harmless substances. The harmful substances which are released from the factories are converted. They are asked to convert to harmless substances before releasing them. Clear children? Yes children. Now July 1 is celebrated as Van Mahotsava Day. It was celebrated as Van Mahotsava Day. On this day, trees are planted on a large scale. They are planted on a large scale. Then farmers are being encouraged to use natural fertilizers. We are being encouraged to use natural fertilizers, which will provide better yields and environment friendly. Clear? Then next thing is about catalytic converters. So catalytic converters have been made compulsory in cars. Okay, so here the harmful gases will get converted into harmless ones with the presence of catalytic converters. Once again, I am repeating, catalytic converters will convert the harmful gases to harmless ones. Clear children? Yes. Then all buses run on non-polluting compressed natural gas, that is CNG in short. Okay. Then at many places like Ooty, Himachal Pradesh and Delhi, here the use of the thin polythene bags has been banned. Yes children, we can also help the environment by using paper or jute bags to carry things. Then we can use bicycles for short distances or walk. Do not waste water, food and paper. Use composting manure instead of chemicals. Clear children? Yes children. Now let us learn about biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. So first, what is biodegradable waste? Waste that can be decomposed or broken down naturally over a period of time is known as biodegradable waste. So what is biodegradable waste? The waste that can be decomposed or broken down. Okay. So then it originates from plant or animal sources such as wood, vegetable peels and leather and all. Clear? Next part is about non-biodegradable waste. So what do you mean by non-biodegradable waste? The waste that cannot be decomposed or broken down naturally even after a long period of time, that is known as non-biodegradable waste. So if it cannot be decomposed or broken down naturally for a long period of time, then it's termed to be as non-biodegradable waste. Clear children? Yes. For example, plastic and glass. Yes children. Now you can see here some vegetable peels. Okay. And then here this is soil, a container and all. Okay. So now I'll teach you to prepare a mini compost. So here take an old bucket. Imagine this is a bucket. Okay, so then in this bucket make some holes on its wall as well as at the bottom, on the wall as well as at the bottom, so that holes will allow the excess water to drain away, Now what do you want to do? Mix some soil. Okay, so here mix some soil, then add some more vegetable peels, which will be readily available in your home. Then you place it at the bottom of the bucket. Then we can add a composing starter, which is commercially available also. Then what do you want to do? You just wrap the bucket with a white cloth, okay, and allow it to dry, so children, after a period of time we'll be getting a homemade fertilizer for our garden. Clear? So kids, this is the way to prepare a mini compost which is used as a fertilizer for our garden. Yes children, now you all are going to do one activity. Clear? So what is that? Take some pieces of plastic sheet and pieces of paper into the ground. Okay, first thing some plastic sheet, and second one some pieces of paper. Put inside the ground. Observe which will decompose fast. Okay, so you want to observe and you want to write the result which is decomposing fast. Okay, and then submit it in your class email ID. Yes children, now about the last part of the chapter, that is waste management. Okay, so here waste management is the effective way to reduce and dispose waste. Clear? So here we have mentioned about 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. Okay, so these are the 3 ways to dispose the waste. So here first about reduce. Reduce the amount of waste. What do you mean by reduce here? Reduce the amount of waste and use the goods which are long lasting, and reduce the usage of plastics. Clear? Then the second thing is about reuse. Reuse, what is that? Instead of throwing or wasting old items, find ways to use them again. That's what reuse. Clear? Then the third R is recycle. So here use materials from old products for creating new ones. Okay, so we are using the materials from old to create new ones. So for example, paper bags, writing pads and greeting cards. Clear children? Yes children, so with this we have come to an end of this chapter. So after watching the video, just read the lesson entirely so that you can understand well. Clear children? Yes. So let us meet in the next class. Thank you all.